In the previous video, which I also uploaded today, I made this little breakout board for HM10 Bluetooth module. It's not just for exposing the serial port pins, but to expose most of the input and output pins as well. When I was testing it, I used second HM10 module connected to generic USB to serial converter. Whenever I play around with these Bluetooth modules, I end up doing that exact same thing, hooking up one of them to the USB to serial converter. Until now I have used generic USB to serial converter and jumper wires between it and the HM10 module. It does work, but why not simplify things by making a HM10 USB dongle? That is exactly what I made. These are PCBs for HM10 USB dongle, ordered from the sponsor of this video, PCBway.com. PCBway.com is an affordable PCB manufacturer who offers PCBs starting from just $5 plus shipping for 10 2-layer 100 by 100 mm PCBs. They are a great PCB manufacturer for all your prototyping and low volume production needs. If you need something else than just an usual 2-layer board with usual green solder mask, head over to PCBway.com, check their capabilities and check out all the different options you have during the ordering process. This is one of those projects where component count is very low, but which will still be super useful. Obviously there's the HM10 module and USB plug. Because HM10 is 3.3 volt device, there is a regulator on board. For communication, there's USB to serial chip. I used my currently favorite converter CH330. I like to use it in my project because it doesn't require extra components, comes in a small 8-pin package, and doesn't have driver issues. At least I haven't encountered any. The extra pins on other USB to serial converters are for flow control and other features which I don't usually need. As mentioned in previous videos, soldering SMD components isn't as hard as many may think. If you have been thinking about trying SMD components, remember to use flux. Flux cord solder might be enough for soldering through-hole components, but for soldering SMD components it's much more important. It's just like magic, makes it so much easier. This is a plug and play dongle. Just plug it in and open whatever serial terminal software you like. In a pinch, one that is in the Arduino IDE will do just fine. These don't need programming header even for firmware updates, because the original HM10 firmware supports firmware updates through the serial port. I decided to keep this simple and I didn't add anything that isn't necessary. I do understand some would have added status LED and a button that could be used for disconnecting and factory reset, but I decided to go with the simplest possible circuit. Like mentioned in the previous video, for best compatibility it's recommended to use genuine HM10 modules, or at least module with the original firmware. If the firmware is original genuine HM10, it can be updated through the serial port, so through USB port in this case. There's one AT command that starts the updating process and the updating software on the computer is used to upload the new firmware file. I did exactly that, and after resetting the module, I ended up with seemingly a dead HM10 module. It wasn't actually what happened. The default baud rate of these modules changed from 9600 to 115,200 in firmware version V700. At some point it also started supporting line endings. If you like playing with these HM10 modules, I recommend checking out updated datasheet and the changelog. There have come some cool features in the firmware updates. I'm really impressed how well this dongle turned out. This is small enough to not block other USB ports. The corner radius is perfect. It's smooth to handle, but still has something to hold on to when disconnecting this dongle. After using this for some time, I don't see anything to complain about. If you want to order these plain PCBs for yourself, check out description or pinned comment for more information. Just remember, use genuine HM10 for best compatibility. Thanks for liking this video and subscribing. Thanks.